The NBA playoffs have resumed, and that means the return of the daily NBA recaps. But if you missed out on yesterday's games, you came to the right place. Welcome to TV's Daily NBA Recap, where I recap yesterday's action in a short amount of time. Let's go. The first game I want to discuss is the Milwaukee Bucks taking the round one series over the Orlando Magic in a 118-104 victory. On the Bucks side of things, a good performance from Giannis, scoring 22 points in the first half, finishing with 28 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists. Chris Middleton also chipped in with 21 points and 10 rebounds, 7 assists as well. On the Orlando Magic side of things, Vucevic, a rough shooting night, 22 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. But off the bench, Evan Fournier, DJ Augustine with 15, Ross with 13, and in the starting lineup, Evan Fournier scored 18 points. This felt like every single Milwaukee win in the series, because Milwaukee always seems to expand the lead, and Orlando always seems to just close the gap, and that's what happened in this game. Like, the Milwaukee Bucks had a 22-point lead at some point, and it was going to be just a dominant victory by them. No one could stop Giannis. Middleton was hitting a couple of his shots, and the defense was kind of like on point, and they really did shut down Vucevic this game, which is probably one of his bad games in this series. They got some good contributions from Brook Lopez. They had Marvin Williams hit some threes off the bench. It was a good game for the Bucks. But like they always did in the series, they always, stepped off the gas pedal, and they allowed the Magic to get back in this game. I remember just seeing Vucevic hit some threes. The Magic just couldn't miss at some point, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, and they were able to chip into that lead. But the Bucks are just too good, man. They're just too good. They're just too talented, and they were just able to, get the lead back up, hitting some key threes where Chris Middleton, Bledsoe, and all of them, and they were able to pull out a victory and go in and be the final East team. I wasn't expecting the final East team to make it out the first round. All the other teams swept, and this is the one series that I predicted to be a sweep. So, either way, 5 games, the Bucks did win this series. The Orlando Magic honestly put up a better fight than I thought. Thinking of last year, they took game 1 in Toronto last year as well, and it was kind of a whitewash after that. Here, they did put up some fights. Like I said, many games in the series, they always seem to chip into that lead, but the Bucks time was just too much. Good effort for Orlando. It doesn't take much for them to get home. They're already home basically. But yeah, good win for Milwaukee. Let's see if they're able to clean some stuff up come round 2. The next game I want to discuss was an absolute blowout. The Houston Rockets win 114-80 over the Oklahoma City Thunder to take the 3-2 series lead. James Harden, very efficient performance today, 31 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists on 11 for 15 shooting. Eric Gordon, probably one of his more efficient games in the playoffs, 20 points on 9 of 17 shooting. Robert Covington, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. On the Oklahoma City Thunder side of things, Chris Paul, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Steven Adams with 12 points and 14 rebounds. This was a really close game, kind of up until the third quarter, because the Oklahoma City Thunder actually cut a 10-point deficit in the first quarter to 3 at halftime. So I was like, okay, Oklahoma City Thunder getting some things going, especially because Dennis Schroeder played really well the first half, scoring 19 points before he got hit with the flagrant 2. And after, basically in the third quarter onwards, the Rockets just went absolutely berserk. He didn't hit 23s like they usually do, but still 40% from 3, hitting 19 today, compared to the 7 for 46 from the Thunder, which was absolutely brutal. And their game plan was, look, we know they like putting Lou Dort in. Let's just dare him to shoot and shoot and shoot. And my guy Lou Dort, he'll try his best to play on Harden. He'll hold him to kind of human stats, but 6 points for my guy, 3 for 16 shooting, 0 for 9 from 3. They tested him. They tested him real bad, and it just didn't work out for the Thunder. 80 points this entire game, like I said, 15% from 3 was absolutely brutal. And the Rockets, they were able to stick to their game plan. They stuck with their gut, and they were able to get the victory here. Now, was that a flagrant 2 by his shoulder? It was a necessary contact. He really did hit him up below the belt. And, PJ Tucker does what PJ Tucker does, retaliate. And that's why he got tested as well. I mean, he freaking did the headbutt thing. And once you do the headbutt thing, we've seen in the past, that's an automatic ejection on the most part. So there's that, but it didn't really matter. Both the Houston Rockets really just took full control in the second half. I believe the aggregate in the second half was 66-35. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. So, good win for Houston. It's going to be hard to see the Oklahoma City Thunder bouncing back from this, especially with the amount of things that Chris Paul has to do for the Players Association and just trying to negotiate these type of deals with the owners. It's been a rough few days for him, and I applaud him for getting back on the court, but I just can't see the Thunder winning the series, and it just seems like too much at this point. Now we go to the final series, and we have the Los Angeles Lakers winning 131-122 to close out the series over the Portland Trail Blazers. The two-headed monster of AD and LeBron really did show out tonight. 43 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for Anthony Davis. And for LeBron, being the second oldest player in NBA history to record a 30-point, 10-assist game. But he had also a 30-point triple-double, 36, 10, and 10. Just king-type, it's a king-type beat, you know what I mean? And on the Portland Trail Blazers side of things, I know it was a double-digit victory. I mean, it was like a 9-point victory, but it was very close throughout. I mean, CJ McCollum played absolutely fantastic this game, 36 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Carmelo Anthony had a really good game as well, scoring 27 points and 7 rebounds. The Lakers definitely did not see this fight in the Trailblazers coming, and they came out the gates very lackluster on the defensive end. They didn't really try, and the Trailblazers, and even without Dame, they're still a pretty good offensive team. I mean, CJ had a really good game there. Melo had his time in the second quarter, and they were just hanging around. Even when the Lakers started to pull ahead in the third quarter, early in the fourth, I mean, the Trailblazers started to fight back once again, and I think they had the lead by 1 at some point, but once the Portland Trailblazers defense collapsed, which isn't really hard to do, to be honest, it's kind of over from there. And Anthony Davis, 18 points, I believe it was 14 points or something in the first half, and then he went completely off in the second half. And LeBron, just another great performance from him. Obviously, without Dame, it felt like there wasn't much of a chance, but with this performance from the Lakers, it's hard to stop if you have a combined 79 points from AD and LeBron. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and I mean, they did what they're supposed to do. They closed out the series. I mean, they would have liked to done it in earlier fashion, but it is what it is. They got the win, and they're going to be able to advance to the next round. I mean, they look great. They absolutely look great. I mean, Anthony Davis looked he looked gassed at the end of the game, but this guy was playing really hard throughout. LeBron was doing his thing, finishing at the rim, going 4 for 4 on free throws. I mean, he got 100% this game. And the Trailblazers, I mean, you can't really ask for anything more. They put up a great fight in the absence of their leader, and they just weren't able to pull out the victory. And hopefully they're fully healthy for next season, because I think this team is definitely going to be up there for trying to get a playoff position. And that's going to be it for today's episode. It's great to have NBA basketball back, but I just want to leave you guys with this message. We need to make change. And like Anthony Davis said after the game, the players, they could stop. They could stop playing. They were about to stop playing. LeBron even said in his post-game interview, we could stop playing, but the owners have to keep their end of the bargain. I'm going to go into the details of that agreement on tomorrow's podcast, but right now, great to see NBA basketball back, but they have to keep the end of their bargain. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to end today's recap. Thank you guys for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you're on IGTV, remember to drop a follow, leave a like, all that good stuff. But yeah, this is where we're going to end it. Thank you guys for taking time out today to listen to this, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.